Hey everyone, welcome back to another One Take review. Today we're doing the Fast and the Furious. As you can see, same setup as yesterday. I really liked the setup. It was a lot cleaner. I felt like my room was today again. I haven't cleaned it yet, so probably be back there on Thursday. Anyway, back to the Fast and the Furious. It is one of my favorite movie franchises of all time. This one is not my favorite movie in it. That belongs to Tokyo Drift. And if you don't know, this is like the first one that came out in 2001, before all these action movies that came out after it. Well, this movie follows undercover officer Brian O'Connor, or the undercover sounding serial killer name he goes by, Brian Spillmer, played by the late Paul Walker, R.I.P. Paul. Brian is trying to get into the underground race scene to find out who's been stealing these really old box TVs, you know, that still got the VCRs in them. They're like that big, and DVD players from a truck in the cleanest blacked out Honda Civics you'll ever see. So to do this, Brian joins a race with no money, but he uses a pink slip to his Eclipse. Also in this race is Dominic Toretto, the king of the street racing circuit, and a group Brian is trying to infiltrate. Brian loses the race to Dom, but ends up having to help him, so he has his in. Fast forward, and Brian goes on a heist with Dom and his crew to break in and find out what rival street racing crew of Johnny Tran are running under the hoods for their upcoming street racing series that they do in the desert. In there, Brian finds the TVs and DVD players that he thought were stolen, so he calls them in. After Brian got Johnny Tran busted, they found out that the TVs were clean, and he purchased them legally. Tran believed that Dominic Toretto set him up for this. And throughout the film, Brian has a tough time of trying to pick between being a cop and choosing his now new friends after he has romantic interest with Dom's sister, Mia. As this is one of my favorite franchises, I'm going to compare it to the other movies, as more people are more likely to know them and seen them. You know, the ones with The Rock. What I like about the Fast and the Furious, the first one, is how they keep it more street racing more than an action. The new ones kind of went that action direction, while this one is just mostly just street racing. That involves more tuners, more built cars than they have in the newer ones, where they more likely to use like a stock Hellcat more than like a tuned out Dodge Challenger from the 80s. Speaking of Dodge, this movie also introduced me to the 1970 Dodge Charger, and ever since I saw that car in this movie, it has been one of my favorite cars my whole life. I always want to own one. It's one of my dreams is to get my hands on one of these cars. The epic race between Dom in the Charger and Brian in his Supra is an instant classic scene in any movie I've seen. It's worth the watch just to see this race scene. I also like the story of this movie, as it's just not about street racing. They add the values of family and friends in the movie, which is what all the other Fast and the Furious try to emulate, but I feel like it's the strongest in this one. What I don't like about this film is the scenes with Brian and the police. The actors they picked for the other police guys for Brian to report to, I don't feel like they're really policey. You don't get that police kind of vibe from them, like I think you should from them. I also don't like how much of a bad guy they made Vince look. He's one of the originals of the crew. He comes back for another movie as well, and I feel like he was portrayed better in that one, as he's not much of an ass to his friends as he seems to be in this one. I like Fast and the Furious, so I'm going to give it 3 Chargers out of 5. It's good, but I do prefer the others to it. Like I said, Tokyo Drift, even the 4th one is really good. But I don't know, there's 9 of them now. 9th one coming out soon. So I think it's a franchise, even coming from me who does enjoy it, it's a franchise that needs to die. But anyways, come back tomorrow as I'm going to do Mamma Mia. My girlfriend wanted me to watch it with her, so just going to do my review on that. And I've seen the play twice, so let's talk about it tomorrow. Anyway, see ya. Bye.